It's Melissa with Write with Melissa, and today we're doing our Tarot Tuesday series. We're going to be doing a look ahead at the week and what's in store for the first week of September 2020. So this is a classic pick a card reading. I want you to look at the three piles and choose the pile that you're most drawn to. So there's three piles. In a minute, I'm going to do a close-up so you can see each pile, but trust your intuition here. That's going to guide you to the message that you need to hear.
Hi everyone, let's take a closer look at each of our piles. This is pile number 1. And then we'll move over and you'll see pile number 2 with the white tile candle lid, and pile number 3 with the turquoise candle lid. Jasmine is pile number 3. Gardenia is pile number 2. And lilac is pile number 1. All right, if you chose pile number 1, here is your reading. Really excited. This is the group with the lilac candle, the blue lilac candle lid. We're going to look at the cards here. The way that I did this is these first cards are going to represent your themes for the overall week. So let's see what we have in store. We've got the Two of Pentacles and the Child of Swords. The Child of Swords, this is a new deck, but the Child of Swords is basically like the Page of Swords. So we've got a Two of Pentacles, and then we've got the Child of Swords in reverse. So the theme here with the Two of Pentacles, I'm sensing that there's something out of balance. Work-life balance is out of balance. You're spending maybe too much time in one area and not paying attention to all of the things on your plate. You may feel like you're kind of spinning everything up in the air, juggling a lot of things this week. And so just pay attention to that. Pay attention to how you're spending your time, and that your time is cultivating and developing things that are going to be resources for you. So like, how are you managing your space, your home, your job, and the projects that you're doing in your career, but also your family life, your food, your resources. That's what's coming up to me when I see this Two of Pentacles in reverse. I'm feeling that something is out of whack, something is out of balance here. And then you have the Child of Swords. The Child of Swords, or the Page of Swords, is also in reverse. And that tells me like the pages are all about youthfulness and energy and exploring, but this is a swords card, which really speaks to new ideas and logic and thoughts. I'm getting the sense that your thoughts may be a little bit jumbled and you're feeling a little unsteady or uncertain in your choices and decisions. You're feeling like you're not super confident in the choices that you have to make or the decisions that you have to make. Interesting enough, the twos also speak to in general to an ability to make decisions, a need to make a choice, but an inability to take action or make a choice. And so just pay attention to that. I'm feeling a little bit of restlessness there. Let's see. These cards were messages, so let's get some additional messages here. The Seven of Cups and the Three of Wands. So the Seven of Cups speaks to lots of different opportunities here, lots of different choices. The Seven of Cups is always good because it means that you can daydream, that you can explore, give yourself space and permission to daydream, but also don't get stuck there. A lot of people get paralyzed by the number of choices that they have, and they start to be afraid that they're going to make the wrong choice. And so this just tells me that, yeah, there's a decision or a choice that you need to make, and you need to have confidence there. And you're kind of feeling unconfident. You're feeling that Page of Swords energy. But interesting, the Three of Wands came up, and that talks about preparation, planning, usually for a trip or a journey. So maybe you're thinking about or debating whether or not you should take a trip. That could be it with COVID and with the pandemic. Maybe you're feeling tense, like you want to get away, but you're not quite sure when or how to plan it. Maybe it's a new journey. You're starting a new phase of your career or a new project, and you're feeling a little uncertain. You're doing something new. You're channeling that new energy of the page or the child. And so that is going to be something that's really on your mind this week. A couple of cards, archetype cards that came up. So we've got the Scribe and we've got the Rebel. So the Scribe and the Rebel came up, and these are meant to be really like individuals or personifications that may come up in you or other people in and around your life this week. And so with the scribe, I'm thinking like maybe this is creative. Maybe this is about writing a new project that you're starting, or you're taking a chance. So I would just say like, are you really taking the time to listen to yourself, be gentle with yourself, and really think about the knowledge and information that you do have, and then trusting yourself? This is interesting because when you look at the light attribute, it says preserving knowledge and information. And when you look at the shadow affirmation or the shadow attribute, it says altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. So when you get to a place where you're feeling under pressure or under a deadline, make sure you're not resorting to that shadow attribute of, dialing it in, or even worse, like plagiarizing or taking credit for somebody else's work. You also have this rebel energy. So this makes me think again that you're ready to get away, that you want to do something different. This says challenges authority to affect social change, reject spiritual systems that do not serve your inner needs. But when you're manifesting this in your shadow attributes, it's rejecting legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure and fashion. So make sure if you are rebelling from something, you're doing it for the right reasons, not to be trendy, not to get likes on Instagram or TikTok or social media, but that you're doing it for the right reasons. But there is this little bit of rebellious streak or energy in you that's seeking. I think this is really about wanting to get away, right? That's what I'm feeling here with this Three of Wands energy, is that you're feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit trapped. You want to get away, maybe even clear your head so that you can get better thinking here with this Child of Swords card. Maybe you need to make that decision, you need to prioritize, you need to rebalance, and you're thinking about how can I get away? How can I find an escape to be able to really think about my plans and my next step in my future? All right, and the last card we have, this is your affirmation for the week. This is something that I want you to keep in mind, group one. And this is when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more, right? So again, this is about giving in. This is about surrendering. This is about realizing that we can't control or manipulate everything to our advantage. Just because we have all these options, like we often have a big ego and we think that we can control everything. We think that the decision we make is set in stone and it controls our whole fate. But the reality is that the universe controls our fate. Source controls our fate. God controls our fate. So when you think you've surrendered, when you think you've done it, do it again. Do it some more, right? And let the universe really guide and nurture you. All right, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm just going to grab a couple of charms out of the box here and see if anything else comes up that sort of resonates with you. So this is a new thing I'm trying, but let's see what comes up. Okay, so we've got the seashell, which again makes me think of taking a break, taking a vacation, but not just going to the beach. I think of this as like the shell is a hard shell. So like going into your cocoon, going into a protective place where you can really think and plan and recharge. And you've got the Harry Potter book here, and this is the Philosopher's Stone, I believe. Yeah, this is the Philosopher's Stone, but this really makes me think about youth, innocence, and that sort of newness. Like, again, wanting to escape into something magical. It could also be writing, like maybe you read something that inspires you, and that'll help you break through any writer's block you may be feeling, if that's the energy here, and you need to recharge so that you can start a new project or make project progress on your project. There could be, yeah, it could be a sense of like find something that you love, that you're passionate about, that brings you joy, and do that for a little while. Give yourself a break and indulge. Go on an artist date, and then maybe you'll get that breakthrough that you're looking for. Can't talk today. All right, so that was the reading for group one. I hope this was helpful. If you liked this, let me know down in the comments below. As always, like, subscribe, and refer to friends so that more people can find the tarot readings each week. All right, thanks. Hi everyone, welcome. This is the reading for group two. This is the group that had the gardenia candle, right? The white gardenia candle. So if you chose group two, here is your reading. These first cards are going to be general cards for the week, general themes for the week. And we've got the Four of Wands, and we've got the Guardian of Cups, which is in reverse. So let's talk about the Four of Wands first. The Four of Wands is really about celebration. This is such a positive card. It reminds me of celebrations that you have, parties, anniversaries, weddings. So something big, some kind of event where you are getting to celebrate. Now, it may not be that big. Like, you probably know if this is you and you have a wedding to go to or a birthday or an anniversary to go to, but just make sure that like you're taking time to celebrate even the little things, especially these days when we're all kind of social distancing and our circles are really small and really tight right now. Take the time to celebrate things that maybe you wouldn't have celebrated otherwise. There's going to be some celebration or cause for celebration this week, and make sure that you take it. Now, our Guardian of Cups. The Guardian of Cups is our queen, right? Is the Queen of Cups in other decks. This is a new deck. This is the Spacious Tarot deck, sorry. And the Guardian of Cups is similar to the Queen of Cups. And so this is all about empath energy. This is all about feelings and emotions and really being in the moment with the people that you care about. So you may feel overly emotional this week, and that's okay. Just allow it to happen. Somebody may call on you, may need your strength and your compassion, and you want to tap into that Queen of Cups or that Guardian of Cups energy and be that empath that they need. The great thing about empaths is that they know how to be supportive of other people without allowing it to completely drain them, or take over and hijack their own emotions. So be wary of that. Make sure you're not allowing that to happen, especially since this is in reverse. Don't allow people to hijack your emotional state. I'll hold this up again so you can see it. There's the Guardian Cup. All right, and then advice or messages for you, the Knight of Swords and the Hierophant. So Knight of Swords energy, oh, that's fast. You're impulsive. I'm getting the sense that like you have action, you want to take action, you want to move forward on something, a project, a decision, a choice, like you've made it and now you're ready to go and you want to see progress, you want to see results. This is in reverse. So this is telling me to remind you to slow down, right? You don't have to do everything super fast. Take time, make sure that it's the right decision and you're not reacting out of impulse, or you're not reacting out of emotions, that you're thinking with a clear head. This goes back to that Guardian of the Cups, right? That Queen of Cups energy, right? Make sure that you're not reacting to somebody else's emotional state or somebody else's emotional panic or frustration or anger, that you're making the right choice for you. Make sure you're not jumping into something to be a savior or to rescue them if they didn't ask. For some reason, I'm getting that sense of you wanting to be mama bear or tiger mom and jump in and protect someone, but make sure that that's what they really want and what they really need, when they might just need a listening ear. So be cautious before you jump into action here. And then the Hierophant, this is all about rising and ascension and really thinking about how do you take the next steps towards your Eden, your heaven, your ultimate joy and peace and happiness. And so I'm getting the sense that like there's something calling to you spiritually. Take time to deepen your spirituality this week, whether it's prayer or meditation or journaling, whether it's really studying spiritual activities. Maybe it's practicing tarot yourself if you have a tarot card, and using that to get in touch with your higher self and the universe. But there's something here calling you to take a little bit of time. It's encouraging you to deepen your relationship with your spirituality this week. Okay, and then we've got, it looks like we have 3 cards. So you guys got a bonus card. We have 3 different cards that are archetype cards. And so the Athlete came up, the Saboteur came up, and the Judge came up. Wow. So let's look at this, right? The Judge and the Saboteur. The Judge is really like justice and compassion. So when this person is doing really well, they're thinking about justice, compassion, able to balance that. They're managing the fair distribution of power. But when they're leaning towards the shadow side or the darker side, they're offering destructive criticism. They're misusing business or legal or criminal activity. And so this just makes me think again, like if somebody's in this situation and you're attempting to bring justice to it, again, make sure that you're not rushing into something unwarranted without all of the facts, right? And make sure that's really the right move. I'm feeling that there. And the saboteur, I don't know if this is somebody in your life or you're playing this role, but it says highlights your fear of self empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. So this is self sabotage, right? Induces self destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others, right? So just be cautious. You might run into a situation this week where you are tempted to do something to undermine somebody else's ability to make decisions or be successful or complete their project or work. It may be you self sabotaging. I see this a lot, especially in artists and creators. But this athlete came up, so I'm also wondering if you're sabotaging something with your athletic goals or vision. So let's look at the athlete. The athlete has light attributes that talk about dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. The shadow attributes are a misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability, and entitlement. So there's something here. I don't get the sense that for you or for folks who chose this group that the shadow energy is really strong here. What I see based on the rest of these cards is that you want to improve your physical health and well-being, that you want to exercise and really push your body to the max limits, but you may be self-sabotaging. You may be self-sabotaging. And that could be because you're being impulsive. It could be because you're rushing into the situation. You're pushing yourself to do too much too fast and not listening to your body. It could also be that you're distracted because you're trying to help take care of somebody else or do something with someone else's life, and you're not really focusing on yourself, on your efforts and what you have to offer. And then the last thing is an affirmation that I want you to keep in mind for the rest of the week. And it is, I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. So yeah, if you're living in fear, if you're living in judgment, if you're self-sabotaging, that means you're coming from a place of fear. You're afraid to be successful, right? And so recognize when you're choosing fear and then hit reset and choose again. You don't have to run with that, right? You don't have to be impulsive and stick with that forever. If you make a mistake and you choose fear, just go back and choose love. And the last thing I want to do is pull a few charms from the box and see if anything jumps out that can also speak to what's going on this week. Let's see. All right. Okay, so we've got the Foolish Heart, and we've got the Viking NaNoWriMo pin. So Viking, I think of this as discovery, right? And braving new steps, taking adventures, stepping out of your comfort zone, being brave, just having that courage and that fierceness, that resilience to get things done. So this week, I think it's act boldly with confidence and step outside of your comfort zone. Don't sit in fear. We've also got the Foolish Hearts, right? So again, best of intentions running off into this group. But you don't have to stay there. You don't have to live in this panic mode and this impulsive mode. Don't trust the foolish heart. Knights are known for these foolish hearts. They have so much passion and energy, but they sometimes get it right and sometimes get it wrong. So always just slow down and make sure that you're not acting recklessly or impulsively. All right, this was the reading for group 2. I hope you found it helpful. If so, let me know in the comments down below. And also click subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you get alerts when new videos are posted. Thanks. All right, group number 3, this is your reading. I'm so glad you're here. If you chose the jasmine scented candle with the turquoise, if you chose that, this is your reading. This is group number 3's reading. Let's dive in. All right, these first cards are going to speak to general themes for the week. All right, and so we've got the World and the Empress. Wow, so you have two major arcanas, which means that there's a lot of energy, a lot of powerful energy circulating you, Group 3, this week. Let's start with the World, which is in reverse. The World is the end. It's the last card in the major arcana, and it signals completion, but also it reminds us that our journey is circular. Like there is no ending, right? We just start over at the beginning again. And this time we have more experience and more wisdom and more knowledge and more power, and we make different choices, but everything is circular, not linear. And so with that World, there's something that may be coming to an end. There's a sense of completion happening this week. It could be that we're starting September, starting a new month. The summer is over. We have Labor Day coming up. But yeah, there's this energy here. And it's in reverse, which tells me that like maybe that energy is blocked, or it hasn't fully manifest, or maybe you haven't really embraced the fact that this project or this time in your life, this period in your life, this journey is coming to an end. But something is coming to an end, and I would say like take the time to celebrate that, to reflect on it, to look at your past accomplishments and celebrate that, because a lot of times we don't take the time to look at what we've done. We only think about what we've done in the last 5 days or the last week or the last 24 hours. We often forget to look at the things that we've done at the beginning of the year or over the last 3 years or the last 5 years. So keep the bigger picture in mind and celebrate how far you've come, and then celebrate this new beginning, this fresh start that you get to have. Here we go. We've got the Empress. Right, the Empress is so powerful. There's two things that come to mind when I see the Empress card and Empress energy. One is Mother Nature and mothering. The Empress has such feminine energy, and it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a male or whatever. The Empress is just that sort of nurturing, compassionate energy, the energy that wants to develop people, right? That wants to develop resources, that develops plants, that caringness, the nature and compassion, all of that is connected to the Empress. Also, the Empress is one that has this strong, deep intuition, right? And is really, whereas the Magician, the card that comes before this, is very much about manipulating external things. The Empress is about manipulating and developing and growing and trusting in your internal self, the infinity within, your spiritual connection. So I do see some need to like really tap into, or you're going to be wanting to connect with your intuition, trust in your intuition, trust in that gut. If you're a parent or your mom, trust in your mom instincts, right? Because that's what this card is all about. It's trusting in your intuition, building and growing your intuition, and really learning how to nurture and develop and grow and cultivate other things. Okay, these cards speak to are speaking to some advice for the week. Oh, wow. So these are messages that Spirit has shared. You've got the King of Wands in reverse, and then you've got the Queen of Pentacles. Look at you, two court cards as well. And this Queen of Pentacles, again, another card that is steeped in Mother Nature. So I'm definitely feeling a sense that this week, go outside. Enjoy the weather. Hopefully there's not a lot of rain, but give yourself time to connect with nature and be one with nature. If you garden, like this is a good sign to like go out and take some time to tend your garden. Celebrate. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's successful and who indulges in the finer things, but she's not tacky or flaunty with it. She just is. She's just incredibly elegant, incredibly graceful. She knows her worth, and she doesn't settle for less. So that energy is present. And I'm like, if something comes up in your life this week, I would say, don't settle. This is the energy of not settling. It's also interesting that the King of Wands came up. The King of Wands is a master entrepreneur. It's got that Leo energy. Leos never settle, right? Leos are bold and brash, and they're confident, and they wear that, and people are just drawn to them. They're often very charming, or they can be very charming. This is in reverse. So it tells me that there's something that's keeping you from stepping into this energy, that's keeping you from having pride or taking credit or pride for work that you're doing, from allowing yourself to be seen in the light, allowing yourself to be seen as successful. But you are successful and you're manifesting success. You've completed something this week, and it was a success, and you need to own that. I'm getting that sense right here with this King of Wands, that it's telling me you need to own your success. You need to allow yourself to be seen and heard. Stop hiding in the shadows. Embrace the King of Wands energy here, that Leo energy, that lion energy. Okay, and then a couple of archetypes. This could be personalities or traits in your life, or in those around you that come up this week. Oh, you've got two child cards. Interesting. We've got two child cards. We've got the wounded child and the orphan. So this is interesting. The wounded child speaks to when they're looking at the light attributes, compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, right? So if you're a social worker, if you are a healthcare worker, if you are a teacher, you have this desire to help those who are hurting, especially children. Opens the learning path of forgiveness. You want people to help people heal. If you're a psychologist or a psychiatrist, this is your card, right? Because this doesn't mean necessarily children. It means people who are carrying that childhood wound. So adults also carry those wounds, and we need people in our life who can help us see those and help us learn how to heal. In the shadow side, these are people who are blaming dysfunctional relationships on their childhood wounds, right? So if you're feeling stuck, or if you're in that point of pointing fingers and playing the victim and blaming other people, this could be you, right? You are having trouble letting go. You are having trouble taking full ownership and responsibility of your part in the situation, and you're fixated on what happened to you, that you're not fixating on healing and letting go and forgiveness, and knowing that that journey is completed, right? Knowing the journey is completed, and knowing that you have the ability to create love and peace and harmony within you. Then we've got the orphan child here, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. And then feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Yeah, so this independence, you have this independence, or somebody around you has this independence. They're taught to do everything themselves. They don't like to ask for help. They don't want to feel weak. And they feel like they know how to survive and they don't need anyone else. And that's not true. We all know that's not true. But that's the mentality that a child orphan gets stuck in. So this could be the same person. It could be somebody in your life, or it could be you, that is really stuck in this cycle of you had to be so independent. Maybe you didn't have the best relationship with family or your parents. You're blaming them for your lack of movement or your lack of success now, and even this is really important. I want you to hear this. Even if you've been successful in life, you have a great job, you have a great partner, maybe you have kids yourself, you could still have all of those things and be sitting in the victim space, right? Because you could not be allowing yourself to enjoy it. You could not be allowing yourself to celebrate and to own what you've accomplished, because you still feel like that lost, wounded child. So I know that's heavy, but there's so much mothering energy here with the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress, both speaking to Mother Nature, but also mothering and our relationships with Mother. And then to have two child cards, I would say, like, look at that mother wound, that child wound. Look at your mother relationship. Look at the relationship that you have with your children if you are a mom, and think about just like, what lessons have I learned? What programming? What ways of thinking have I taken from those relationships? And what no longer serves me? How do I heal from it? How do I let it go? And what does serve me? How do I lift that up? How do I shine a spotlight on that? How do I break bad karmic cycles? There's so much here, so powerful. And this week it's going to feel heavy. Maybe there's an anniversary a mom's birthday, or your mom passed this week. But I just feel this sense that there's something triggering that could happen this week that's really going to put you in this space. And maybe you even thought you've recovered or healed, and it's still coming up, right? It comes up unexpectedly. So just be prepared for that and have compassion. Last word of wisdom: when I'm in alignment with love, the universe peace cannot be disrupted. Wow. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. Isn't that powerful? So this is a message I want you to carry with you. I'll say it again. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. So you have peace. If you trust in the universe, you'll have this peace. If you trust in the universe, that can't be taken away from you. So trust that. I'm going to do a couple of charms to see if there's any other last messages for you. Let's see here. Just grab a few and see what we get. I've got a lot, like maybe too many, but let's see. Oh, it's not as many as I thought. Okay, so we've got the flowers, which I think of always as bouquets, celebrations, anniversaries, weddings, birthdays. So again, that sense of like maybe there's an anniversary or something that is happening this week that is going to trigger something for you around your relationship with your mother or your parents. We've got the cross, right? And so this could be a religious thing too. It could be old wounds, especially if you're no longer religious. This could be something that's weighing on you. It could also mean that you need to seek higher guidance, right? You need to forgive yourself. So there's that message there if you are religious or Christian, and it could be a sign that you need to turn to the Bible and turn to prayer and meditation to help you heal. And then we've got the anchor, right? The foundation, the anchor, right? So go back to what grounds you. And this makes me think anchor in the universe, anchor in source, anchor in God, anchor in your spirit, trust in your intuition. Build a new foundation. We've got this book again, right? The Harry Potter book came up in group 1, so I'm surprised it came up again. And this really speaks to childhood indulgences and childhood whims. So go back to a place that makes you happy in your childhood. Find a happy memory, find a happy escape, and allow yourself to relax, to have fun, to appreciate the happy memories without going into the negative, toxic stuff, if that exists for you. And then we've got this pendant here. And this is a little Weight Watchers pendant, which makes me think about losing things, letting things go on your terms, right? Not having something ripped and taken away from you that makes you feel insecure, but letting something go, getting rid of the excess baggage, the excess weight that you've been carrying for so long. So for group 3, I would just say like your reading, it's so positive. I know it feels very, very heavy, but what I would say is like group 3, take some time to heal those old wounds this week. There's going to be things that come up. Just roll with them. And maybe it's not this heavy, right? For some of you, maybe you're like, I had a perfect childhood and this isn't me. But if that's the case, it may be that there's somebody in your life who didn't have a perfect childhood and who's really struggling right now and could use your help, use that mothering energy, use that Empress and Queen of Pentacles energy in their life. So look for those opportunities to help lift the burden and help somebody else learn how to heal. You are a king, right? You're a king of wands. You're a powerful person. You're an entrepreneur. You're a creator. You have the ability to successfully do that. So let yourself, maybe you haven't thought about taking that journey or that path, but you may have something to teach other people. You may be a testimony for somebody else. So just keep that in mind. I hope this was helpful. Let me know down in the comments below if this resonated with you. And as always, make sure that you like, you subscribe, and you click the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. All right, thanks. Bye.